Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Well, it is really a great thing to be here with something related to Pancasila. It is about the article. It is so happy to be here. But let me introduce myself first. My name is Supardi and I'm studying in STIBA SATYA WIDYA Surabaya, and I'm sitting in the 8th semester. And it is a great place to study here because I can find so many refreshments. Well, back again about the Pancasila. As we say, it is the 5 principles of Indonesia. I say of Indonesia because I do see that it is really quite related to the character of Indonesia. It really belongs to the Indonesia. Well, as the time goes by, tragically, actually, the condition of Pancasila has faced something very terrible. What I said terrible is so many generations, especially young generations, start to think that Pancasila is something unimportant. They want to leave it. They don't want to think that it is important. It is something like a waste. And even they say that Pancasila has already failed to solve all the problems into the Indonesian life. And actually I don't agree a lot about it, because Pancasila actually has been quite in line with every morality, every religion in Indonesia, not only in Islam but also in Christian, in Buddhism, in Hinduism, and many other religions in this country. And that is why I don't agree to say that Pancasila is out of date. They say that Pancasila is secondary. Do you think so, that Pancasila is secondary? No way. Pancasila is something always primary, still related and in line with all the religions. And today, I really would like to say that our topic of the article on my writing is Pancasila into the Islamic monotheism. Why I say about Pancasila into the monistic Islamic monotheism? Because you know, my background is Islam, so whatever I say, it must be related to my religion. And in my article, because I'm thinking about Pancasila related to the Islamic monotheism, so all the articles have the backup of Al-Quran and Al-Hadith. So I'm so happy here and to write down all of them. And one example that maybe I really want to tell you, it is the real example that there is something wrong in our nation. I say one name that is, you know, the Indonesian scholarship, Muslim, what I say like MUI, Majelis Ulama Indonesia, there is one chief, Mr. Khalil Ridwan. In the year 2011, he says, oh, he is the chief of MUI into the division of art and culture. He says like this, that Pancasila is only a tool. Pancasila is only something like to write only. Let's say like a boat. When you are into the river and you want to cross, and there are so many crocodiles, so you really have to use that boat to cross the river. If you don't use the boat, the crocodiles will eat you. But when you are there already, so the boat will be no more important. You may leave. That is what he says. And it really reminds me that it must be wrong. And nobody is thinking that it is something to correct. So in the year 2011, at that time I started to write, to analyze into a draft about related to the Pancasila. And thanks God, in the year 2011, what I have already written into a draft has already been done. And I'm so happy to tell you once again, because of what I have already done, it looks like a blessing for me. You know, I say that the God, or maybe the nature, or maybe our founding father has already given me something great that is about my son. And that is why I dedicate my article here also to my son. Why I say about my son? Because I have a son. As soon as I have already written that draft, my son was born on that very day of Mr. Sukarno. So everybody knows what is the day of Mr. Sukarno. That is June the 6th. June the 6th. That is the day of Mr. Sukarno was born. And that is also the very day of my son was born. So it's really like a miracle. How is it possible when I have already written that draft of Pancasila, my son has come into that very day. And that is very incredible. And the next thing also to be incredible is, that is quite related to Japanese Day, that the son of mine, when it is about the Japanese Day, was born into the Kamispine. Kamispine into the Japanese idea, and what is it? Belief, it has a number, that is 17. It really also reminds me back again, oh my God, 17. It must be the 17th of August. So I'm thinking, which one is August? Which one is the 8th? And now it is the hour of my son was born. That is at 20 o'clock. 20 is like 8 o'clock. So 17 and 8, that is 17 August. And now I start to think again, which one is 4 and which one is 5. And 4 finally comes into the day of the Thursday. Because Wednesday night, Wednesday evening, my son was born. When it is about Japanese, it is already Thursday. Thursday is 4. And then, where is 5? 5 is 2011. 2 plus 0 plus 1 and plus 2. So that is 2012. So on this area, why I say this, it means that the article, what I have already written here, has been correct. So I'm not quite wrong. It has been quite right, related to the God, according to the God, according to the nature, and according to the founding father. So it is a really great thing that Pancasila, what I have already written here, is all related to the idea of the spirit of Muslim. So we don't need to leave Pancasila anymore. So let's say what Mr. Khalid Ridwan, we can say it is wrong. He doesn't understand. And that is why I say about the Pancasila, once again I declare that Pancasila is like the spiritual pet, or maybe we can say the like Siratul Mustaqim when we are talking about Muslim. So Pancasila is like Siratul Mustaqim, or the correct path. The correct path to the victory of our nation, our country. So without Pancasila, we don't have any path to see, to have a vision we don't have. Whatever we are doing, it can be wrong without Pancasila. So I say again that the beginning of the being Indonesian citizenship is having Pancasila inside. Without having Pancasila inside, we are all still into the darkness. So that is all about my article about. So all is still related to the idea of the Islamic monotheism. And that is it about our idea in my article. I do hope that all is going to be very clear to see that everything has been correct. There is nothing wrong with Pancasila. Everything has been right. We don't need to leave, we don't need to think to recorrect or maybe to change anything, because everything has been there. And I say again, thank you very much for our founding fathers, especially to Mr. Sukarno, Mr. Late Sukarno, who had already created the great the great, we can say, masterpiece for all of us. So we have to keep it, very hard and uphold it. Well, thank you very much.